Okay, so today I'm actually answering, I'd say like about 150 questions in one because I get asked so many times, what do I do with my homepage? I see Christiane. Hi, how are you? From Houston, Texas. So I hope you're doing well, Christiane. And I hope I'm saying your name right too. That's important. So, yeah, it seems like I'm live, right? Because I see Christiane. Okay, I'm not even going to check anymore. So, okay. So again, I get this question all the time, like really all the time when I'm with my clients, when I'm with my students, or even when I'm with people that know what I do. That's one of the main questions is, I'm trying to put together my website and I'm having a very hard time even with my homepage. What do I write on it? What do I put on it? What's important for me to say? So I created this little Canva document to actually share with you eventually. If you do put your a comment down here and tell me if you want me to share it with you, I definitely will. But I pretty much just created a little bit of a guide for you. So I'm going to go through it. I'm definitely going to share my screen. This is one of those I'm going to share my screen time lives, and I'm going to go through them one by one. So again, it's a rule, but not like I don't want to say it's not something that you shouldn't follow, but these are definitely the things that you should have on your homepage. Now, you might think about the order, and a few of them you actually can move around. It really depends on the type of service you have, the type of product you have, the type of information you have on your website. So I'm going to go through them and then we can discuss it. So I see Halima joined and I see Cheryl too. Hello, hello. I always love anything you have to share. Thank you so much, Cheryl. That's very sweet. So let me know if you're all doing okay. I hope you all are. I know Halima's in London. How you doing over there? It's been crazy, guys. I'm just going to talk about this for like maybe 30 seconds. I really have to like just do it for 30 seconds, maybe 20. Everything is crazy, of course. We're all hunkered down at home. I got the kids at home. Husband is still working. He's a pharmacist, so he has to go out and work. So it's a bit like, kind of crazy, but we're doing well. I hope you're all doing good too. I hope you're all following the directions of whatever your government tells you to do and that we will all get out of this. Hopefully soon, we will all get out of this stronger, I'm hoping. So, okay. So let's do, so Christiane says, yes, please share. Oh, let me show you what I have. Look, it works. This is so cool. Like, this is what I wanted to say. So Christiane says, I'm here from Houston, Texas. So I'm going to share my screen with you now. Let's do this here. Okay. So here it is. I know, right, Cheryl? Isn't that cool? I know. Like, I can share this with you too. Like, my little tech stuff that I'm learning too and that I'm using. Actually, I see it and then I'm like, I should just share this too. This is so cool. Okay. So here's my screen, and this is what I have to share with you. I'm going to move a few things around here so nothing's like in front of me. Okay, so it's tiny because it's a lot of stuff, but I'm going to just like pretty much go through it really, really quick. We have hero, and then which is my headline. It's on this area here. Then I have a free offer, who you are, who you help, what problems you solve, benefits of working with you, a call to action, and a social proof. Now, I know it's very tiny. I'm going to make this nice and big. So we go through this one by one. So let's start. Okay, so this is the first thing that you have to have. Okay, this is kind of a rule. Don't go away from this rule. This is very important. The first thing you have to have on your homepage, no matter what you do, no matter what you sell, is a benefit-driven headline. You can also, I added a sub-headline, which you can have some copy in it. It really depends on what you have to offer. But basically, this is the top of your page. You definitely need this headline. What the headline does is it's pretty much your hook. I call it like your hook. The hook is it's one phrase that tells your visitors who you are and it tells them that where they are and that they're in the right place. I think that's pretty much what you need to think about. That when they arrive at your website and they read this and they go, this is it. This is what I was looking for. Because if you're not clear on that, and they arrive at your homepage, they know nothing about you, they'll probably not stick around, because they'll try to figure out what you do, and then they have to scroll down or start clicking in places. You don't want that. You want to be very, very clear. So this is definitely not a place to be clever or to use cute mystery phrases. State what you offer, mention a benefit of your services, and tell them which problem you solve. I know it's a lot, but I'm sure you can do it. That's why I pretty much wrote like a headline and a subheadline. So in the headline, you can do like the hook, like, you're here for this, show them a benefit. And then, you can kind of be a little bit more descriptive on your subheadline. So make sure that you're very clear on this part of your website. Okay. Now the back, a lot of people ask me, do I use an image of myself? Do I use an image of whatever it is? If you're a personal brand, I suggest you use an image of yourself. Meaning, like, if you're a personal brand and you're selling your services, that would be like my suggestion on 98% of the time. Now, the other, hello, Tracy. I see Tracy joined us too. Tracy says, proud of you for getting on here today. Oh, thank you. I know it's been a bit hard. And I have to tell you that I am going like on the tangent again. And I have to tell you, it has been hard. I think on all of us, right? Just to stick around and seeing our kids and hearing stories. I definitely have friends who are having it harder than me. So it affects us all, right? But I think that it's important that we stick together and that we see each other. And I love the internet because of that. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I actually met my husband online. That's pretty cool, right? That was like 22 years ago. Crazy. Story for me to tell you later, another time. Let's go back to the homepage, because like I said, I could stay here forever and tell you stories. Okay, so second thing that you have to have on your homepage, especially if you're a personal brand. If you're not, it's fine too. This is something that you can definitely offer. I wrote your free offer. Okay, so your free offer is basically, it could be anything actually. It could be, you can have a checklist for your people. You can have, I see Halima saying, oh my God, dying to know. I know, right? It's like a teaser. Anyway, so you can have a checklist to download. You can tell them, you can have a special video for them to watch, like a mini training for them to watch. No matter what it is, this free offer is important for you to have, basically so that you can capture the lead. So think about this. In their brain, they're coming to your website, they're visiting you, they come to your homepage and they see the headline pretty much screaming at them, telling them how great you are and how all the benefits you offer with your services. And their brain just pretty much goes, this is what I was looking for. They scroll down a little bit more and there's your offer. And then they're pretty much in a couple of seconds, they'll decide if they want that offer or not. And then bang, they're on your list, and then you can start nurturing them from there. Now, this free offer can be like below your hero part can be below here, like I put it here, or you can just have it right on the same area of your hero area. So you can have your headline, your subheadline, and your button for your offer. That could be done too. So I just pretty much put it here in separate, because a lot of people do, like I do it separate, but you can have it here too. These two can kind of merge. No problem. Okay, so next one, all right, is who you are. That's the hardest part for all of us, especially if you're a personal brand. But it's important for your audience to know who you are, who they're dealing with. Here you're gonna share why you started, what you do. This is important too. Of course, you're gonna tell them your services just a little bit here, and you can add a few personal details, like of course, definitely a picture of you, if you're a personal brand too. And if this is where you choose to put the picture of you, make sure that it's a picture that you're looking at the camera, if possible. I want to say this. I don't want to be like, oh my God, that's the only picture I have. I'm not looking at the camera. It's fine. But if you have one that you're looking at the camera, like straight out looking at the camera, that's the best one. Why? People like connections. I was talking about this last week on our lives too, about connecting with people. And there's nothing that connects people more than other people's faces. And believe me, I have clients that are not personal brands, but we use people, faces all the time to connect. So it's very important. Okay, so moving on to who do you help? Who do you help? That's your next thing. So here, I want you to be very specific about who that person is. Like when I say specific, I mean it. Like millennial women that need help advancing their careers. Bang, just tell them exactly who they are and who you're focusing on. You're focusing on middle-aged here I am going middle-aged parents preparing to be empty nesters. That's me right now. So you can do that. Just tell them who they are, because the more as they scroll down, because they're getting interested. Remember, your headline is your hook. After that, once you hook them in, they want to read more. So you want to have most of your very important information on your homepage. We're not talking about the services page. We're not talking about page. None of that. This is just homepage. But this is where you're going to give them a little bit of information. Always, if you want to do that, you can always link to, in this case, who do you help? You can always link to services if you want to. Or here before this one where you have who you are, you can always link to your about page if you want to. That's fine. But you definitely want to make the most important information available on your homepage. Now, after who do you help, I want you to go, after this, I want you to talk about what problems you solve. So here again, I want you to be very clear on the problems you solve, okay? Either for your client, your customer, your student, whoever that one is. Remember what I talked about before, knowing that person. So knowing your ICA, which means your ideal client avatar, is very important here. So again, you told them that up here, who do you help? You told them here, this is who I help. And here you're going to tell them how you're going to solve the problems you're going to solve for them. But in order for you to write this, in order for you to have this ready to write this information here, you need to know who your ideal client is. So that's some work that you have to do prior to writing that. Okay, so moving on, after this one, it's benefits of working with you. Here, you're just going to talk about all the benefits. You can do a little, like a short description of your services, of the features, but you definitely want to talk about benefits. So what happens to their life when they work with you? What happens to whatever it is that you're offering? What happens to them overall or immediately? Those are the benefits that you want to focus on. So definitely write that here. After this, you're going to have a call to action. This is going to be your main call to action on your page. Probably 98% of the time is going to be the same one you have on the top, which is your free offer. You definitely want to bring them down to this again. So remember, if they get hooked on your page, once they read your headline, they get hooked on it. They might just pass the free offer right away. They might not be interested right now because they want to read more. But at this point, they're ready to go. So you definitely want to remind them, here's what I have for you. Now, your call to action, again, I talked about checklists. I talked about a video. It could be like a book a discovery call with you if you offer one-on-one services. It could be a request a quote. If you offer packages, that's something that also you can do. Everything here is focused on capturing the lead. Okay, and this is, I'm going to move back a little bit about the homepage itself. But when you decide to build your website, you have to have a goal. So having that goal is important because everything that you do on your website is going to be based on that goal. Okay, so moving on, next one is social proof. Now, social proof could be testimonials that you have of your services, of yourself. It could be a client list. It could be a featured, like where you were featured list, or where your products were featured list. And this social proof here could be placed at the bottom, like I have it here, but it can also be placed in the middle of your homepage. This one doesn't really have a rule of like where I should place it. A lot of businesses that are non-personal, like brands, they usually have this right at the top. So especially if they're not well known. So because what happens is people get to their homepage, they read the headline and they're like, but who are you? and then there's the social proof. And most of the time, the social proof is quotes from the media or places that they've been featured in. You could do that too. Like, again, that's not, that's okay. It's up to you, really. So, okay, so looking at this again, I'm going to like zoom out so you can see this again. I'm going to like just zoom out. Can you see this? Yeah. So again, I'm going to share this with you. So you have hero, which is where you put your benefit driven headline. And then you're going to have your free offer. And then you're going to have who you are, who do you help, what problems do you solve, benefits of working with you, a call to action, and social proof. Again, this one can be moved all the way up here if you feel the need. And if you do, you can actually put it right under your free offer. That's fine. Now, I'm going to show you, this is how I actually start, guys. You know, for me, when I'm starting a design project or a website project overall, because I do a little bit more than this, just design, this is how I start. And this is actually the first thing I show my clients. Amazingly, right? After we do all of the, you know what, let me get here, where I go here. Let me move here to direct to camera so I can see you. Okay, you can see me better. So when I start with my clients, this is the first thing I do for them, so that they see the order of things and that they see what's needed in that order. So, for example, a lot of especially new entrepreneurs, they're not like, you're kind of lost on what do I write? You know, do I need to, what kind of copy should I have? So this is definitely a great start, because once you know what you need on your homepage or any other page, when you have this, it's like a little map, right? So this is actually how I start, even with my bigger clients. I tell them, okay, so what's most important for you to show your audience, and then we go through it, because again, different businesses have different needs, different audiences have different needs. So this might change, but this is basically for, you know, for us, for the smaller businesses, the personal brands, this is basically like the map that you want. So again, this is how I start. And then after I get this, client approves, it's great, this is how you're going to do it. And then after this, we start like literally putting things together. As in, do I need images on this part? Do I need, what kind of content do I need for this part? This is how you start planning your whole website, but we're just talking about the homepage. So I want to show you the second step after this. And it's very simple. It's not a big difference. This is it. This is the second step. So I didn't change anything. All I did was move things around. So I'm gonna like zoom in so you can see. Okay, I see a question here from Christiane. Says, do all the pages have to follow the template? No, this is basically a template for your homepage. And again, like I said, it depends on the services and the products you have. I don't want to say like you have to follow this, but I'm going to tell you one thing that you definitely want to do, or you want to keep in the same order, especially, is you want to keep this order. Who you are, who you help, what problems you solve, and the benefits. Those are 4 things that you definitely want to keep in order. Now, in between this, you can put like a testimonial if you want, or an image, or, you know, I would say you could put like the logos of your clients if you want, but definitely keep those 4 things in order. And it's basically how people read the information. And they first want to know who you are. So they want to know who they're dealing with. After that, they want to know, but this, what's in it for me? Can this person help me? That's what you're going to say. And then you're going to tell them, this is who I help. And then this is the problem I solve for you. Because once they read who you are, they're like, okay, I like this person. I could probably see myself doing business with them. And then when you go to who do you help, you're going to tell them, this is who I'm helping. So if that person reads themselves in that description, they're like, wow, she helps exactly the person, like the person who, you know, like me, people like me. So I'm like getting all excited about this now. So your audience or your customer is going to read that and go, oh my God, she literally is talking to me, because you're pretty much explaining who they are. And then you're telling them, so now this is who I am. You like me. This is the person I'm going to help. These are the problems that they have. You're going to go like, oh my God, she knows, she's been reading my mind. And then the second one is the benefits. The fourth thing is the benefits, which means this is what's going to happen once you hire me or you buy my services or you buy my products. You're giving them the benefits. So those 4 things are important. So I hope I answered your question. Let me see if I have any other questions. Cheryl says, we need that, stories with Sibila. Oh my God, we could do that, right? I could do like once a month and tell you stories. That would be fun. I have some fun stories, some fun adventures. Okay, so let me show you again that second page. And I actually want to put them side by side. Hopefully it will show. I wish these pages weren't so like big. But basically, you know what? This is not working. So let me show you this. Just go straight here. These are basically the changes, okay? This is how you should do the same thing, because it's like, I call it baby steps. And one of the issues, I'm going to go back to camera here because this is important. Like, I have to look at you. Okay, one of the issues that most people have when they decide that they need a website, or when they decide they want to maybe even rebrand, whatever it is. If you're building your website, even if you're hiring someone to build your website, whatever it is, the main thing that people worry about is how it will look. Oh, the templates. The second main thing is, where do I do it? WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, whatever, all these other options. But we all forget about the content. This is what's important. I mean, here I am, the designer, telling you, yeah, pretty is really cool and it's important. Of course it is. But your content is important. So having something super pretty and not functional means nothing, right? So what's the point of having gorgeous, flip-flops? Here I am, Florida girl. Gorgeous flip-flops in like Alaska in the winter. Means nothing, right? It's going to be it doesn't do anything. So it's the same thing. So you definitely want to have something nice, but you definitely need to worry about your content first. And when you plan ahead, so when you plan ahead, like I'm showing you how to plan ahead, once you have that, it's like a skeleton. So once you have that, it's easy to just go ahead and look for templates if you're going to do it yourself and you want to look for templates. Or it's easy to go and bring it to a designer and tell them, this is how I want it, and just make it pretty, because you already know exactly what you want on your website. So that's important. Okay, down from my soapbox, back to my screen. Okay, so here. So hero, again, I think I've talked about the picture of the hero. Hero doesn't change. I don't do anything here. You might have a video if you want. You can have a picture of yourself. You can have an image of a desk. Doesn't matter, whatever it is. Make it like so it matches your headline. That's important. Now, here's what I added. My free offer. Big button. When I say big button, it doesn't have to be gigantic. Just make it a real button. Make it look like a button so people know that they're supposed to click there. And make it stand out somehow. Of course, here I have it red because these are my kind of like my colors. It doesn't have to be red. It just needs to stand out from everything else. So if everything else is very dark, your button can be white or it could be very clear. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like a vibrant color of any kind. It just needs to stand out in some way. If you don't have, for example, any specific color on your palette that stands out that much, you can just make it big and make it with like a larger font. So just make it big. Just make it like click here kind of thing, so people like see, oh, there's a button right there, I need to click. So there you go. So I put the button here. Here I just pretty much just put a little box here, which means, hey, this is probably where I'm gonna put the picture. And next one, who do you help? I put 2 boxes here. This is probably where I might just want to write the 2 types of people that I serve, or maybe one place could be an image. The other column can be, one column can be the image. The other column can be my copy. Again, what I'm doing here is just spacing out things and organizing them in my own head. And of course, down on the paper, in this case, digitally on Canva, I'm doing this. And guys, I just use squares, okay? I'm not using any special effects here. It's just squares, okay? So what problems do you solve? Do you solve 1 problem, 2 problems, 3 problems, 4 problems? In this case, I put 4 little squares here. I could have 4 icons that mean these are the problems I solve. I could have images. I could have literally just a title here and content of what the type of problem I solve, or I can have a big paragraph just talking about the problem I solve. You could, it depends on you how you want to do this. Benefits of working with you. In this case here, I put 3 little boxes because I have 3 benefits that you will find working with me. Again, it's up to you, up to your content, what kind of services you offer. Again, the call to action, I added the button. Same color as the one on the top here. Important, every button on your homepage or on your anywhere on your website should be, especially call to action buttons that are not, buttons that are not that important, meaning like if you have a button, like on your blog, for example, if you have, if you have like the list of all your blog posts, you don't need, if you want to have a button to link that, you don't need to have a huge button. Just, everybody pretty much knows that it's kind of like everyone knows you don't have to click the button for that. You can just click read more or that button. But buttons that are call to action, that are lead generation button style, you definitely want them to all look the same. That's important. I talk about consistency all the time. I feel like a broken record, but that's that's the way I am right now. Okay, so back to call to action. That's basically it. The call to action, again, guys, could be download a checklist, could be watch a video, could be book a discovery call, could be request a quote, anything. But that call to action needs to lead to a form where you captured that, the name of the person, the name and email of the person. Down here, social proof. I just have like this one box here, which would be a testimonial. Again, like I said, your social proof could be anything, not just a testimonial, it could be anything. Like a client list or logos of places you've been featured, doesn't matter. So I'm going to share this with you. I'll probably just put this on the next email I send, and I'll share it with you. I can share with all of you now, that the ones that are here live with me, I can just kind of just put the link down there. And if you do watch the replay, you could do the same. You could just go down to the comments and see. I'm going to just post the link to it, and then you can just grab it. So I'm going to go back here. I hope you all are good. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's see. Tracy says, is this also relevant for product-based businesses? Yes, Tracy, yes. The difference here, it depends on the kind of products you're offering. Can you, if you're still here, Tracy, let me know, are these digital products? Are these physical products? That kind of changes a little bit. So let me know if you're still here, and then I'll respond to that too. But I'll let you know anyways. So if it's a digital product and you have just a few, or you have like one that's more of a feature product that you want to sell, let's say, let me think about something here. If you have if you do digital books, okay, if you sell digital books, for example, and you have one book that you want to sell specifically, you definitely want to have that on your homepage just to bring it more awareness to what you do, what you sell. If you're like e-commerce completely, like when I say e-commerce, I'm talking about like full-blown store, either physical or digital. You definitely want to add to this template here, you want to add a section where you have a category of your product. So let's say, let me think, if you sell planners, because this is what everybody like nowadays talks, like if you sell planners and you have planners in certain categories, school planners or business planners, or I don't know, life planners. I could be like totally saying, nonsense stuff. But if you do, you can separate them in categories and have a section just with those categories, so people can go straight to your products and see it. So let me know. Okay, so Tracy says physical products. All right, so that's basically what I just said. So if you have physical products and you have them separated in a category, do it like that. If they're not in a category, if you have, let's say if you just have a couple of products, I would definitely do the same thing. Use a section of the homepage to feature your your favorite. I don't want to say favorite, but like the ones that you actually want to feature. Maybe it could be a product that you want to sell the most, or maybe it's a product that you have it on sale. You definitely want to add that to your page. Now, let me see here. The free offer might not apply to you. You might have, I'm not sure exactly where you're at with the physical products, but this free offer here, I'm talking about the free offer. Go back here. This free offer here might not apply to you. And in your case, for physical products, you definitely want to have that right in the beginning, because maybe not who you are. Again, if you're selling physical products as a business, it's not your name, it has nothing to do with you. You definitely want to skip the who you are. You might definitely want to put who we are in the back, like not in the back, but maybe on the bottom, or maybe just as a link. Because usually, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't really matter. It does matter. But usually that's not one of the things that they look for the most. They mostly look for benefits of your products. So benefits for you would definitely be like clear, like it has to be like one of the first things for your products. So I hope I answered your question. Let me know if you have anything else, like any details that you need, and if I helped you with that answer. So what else? Let me see. Let me go back here. Okay, so I think that's it. So I have one more. Hold on. Christiani says, where do you insert the product section? Below or above what problem you serve? Okay, so in your case, Christiani, I think I kind of remember the stuff you sell, because I remember seeing your website. You pretty much, you want to, I would in your, oh my god, okay, this is a very interesting question, because it depends also on your products you sell. But you definitely want to do the problems you're solving with your product, with the product. So let's say if you have a section of the product categories or your products, you definitely on the bottom, you could definitely talk about the problems you're solving. So when you have physical products, things change a little bit, and more than digital products. Digital products is also a different thing, but I would definitely insert that section there. And the problem you solve, you can even actually you can actually have on the same thing. You can have the problems you're solving and the benefits of using your product at once on the same section. So I hope I answered your question with that. So let's see. And Elise says, typical offer for lead capture for products is often a discount or on first order. Okay, hold on. Let me read it again. Typical offer for lead capture for products is off. Okay, there you go. Perfect. So there you have it. You have so you have a discount on your first order. That would be awesome. So you can actually say this. Okay, so let me go back to my screen here. So you can actually use that over here as your free offer. You can actually incorporate that with your hero. You can have the headline and the subheadline, and at the subheadline could be, get whatever percentage, let me go back to here, whatever discount, you get, let's say 20% discount on your first offer, and have that. And what I've seen a lot, and I actually like it, I've actually done it for one of my clients, is you offer that, but they need to get on your list, right? I'm thinking that's probably what you have, and that's what you should have to. So if they're going to get 20% off from their first order, they can do it right away, which they can use the coupon right away if they do make the purchase. Let me go back to here too. Yeah, back here. If they do make the purchase right away while they're on your website, they can just use the offer, and they're already on your list and they're already your customer because they purchased. But if they want to hold on to that, but they want to have it like as a coupon for when they're ready for their first offer, you definitely want to have that right up front, so they can send you their email and they get on your list. They get the coupon for the first time they buy. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. So I think that's it, guys. This was awesome. I am super happy. I have all of you here. I'm honored. I really am. I understand that we're all going through a lot. I've gotten so many emails on this thing. It's crazy. And I've had people with extra time in their hands, and I've had people with like literally no time in their hands, mostly because their kids are home, their kids are young, and it's been very hard. For me, thank God, my kids are older. I have a 20-year-old and I have a 13 going on 14. Actually, her birthday is like next week. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but actually I have a couple ideas and I'll share with you too. But the 20-year-old is supposed to go and move out. So let's see if this all happens, because her application is due. She's been accepted. So let's see how it goes. Anyways, and the 13-year-old is fine. The 20-year-old is having a hard time. But again, I don't have small kids, so it's definitely a bit easier for me. And I've been working from home for a long, long time, so I'm already used to this. And oh, one thing I wanted to ask you is for all of you that are here, before I say goodbye, is I am planning to go live next week for a special section on Q&A, like on ask me anything you like related to tech, related to web design, related to branding. So if you have any questions, just reply to my last email, whatever email you got from me, just reply with your question. I'd love to have your questions so I can answer them and help you out. Whatever that is, what kind of tech I use, how do I deal with being at home. I've been doing this for 20 years, literally. Since I had my first child, I just decided to bring everything home, and that's what I've been doing. So let me know. I'd love to have your questions. And Tracy is asking me where am I located. I'm in South Florida. So it's nice and warm in here. And it's crazy. It's been crazy here too, especially with this whole spring break thing that's happening. Anyway, so I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I know it's been hard, but hang in there. We're all gonna get through this, and let's just keep connecting, okay? I think this is super important for all of us. Let me know again if you have any questions for me for next week. I still don't know yet what day, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not sure. But just reply to one of my last emails that you got from me, or even here too. You can just make a comment. That's fine too. And I'll answer your questions next week on a live Q&A. Okay? Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great weekend. I'm actually planning on watching a couple of movies, so that's gonna be fun. Alrighty? So thank you everyone, and take care.